Hello, it's Marika Lake here and welcome to my channel. I live on the west coast of Australia with my hubby Greg and we homeschool our 4 kiddos. I have Will who's in grade 8, Em is in grade 4, Cruz is in grade 2 and little Jackson is in pre-primary. And we are into our 4th year of homeschooling here in the Lake House Homeschool. In today's video, I am going to give you a look inside the curriculum that we're using from Gather Round Homeschool, and the unit study that I'm going to show you today is this Oceans unit study. We love using Gather Round Homeschool here in the Lake House Homeschool. We used it all of last year and we're planning on using it this year as well in 2022. I've actually done other flip throughs of the other unit studies that we have done, and I will leave links in the description box down below to those videos if you would like to check them out. I've also then done review videos after the flip throughs as well to show to talk about what we loved about the curriculum and any extra things that we added in. Okay, enough of my talking, let's dive in and have a look inside this Ocean unit study from Gather Round Homeschool. All right, so I have purchased the digital family bundle of the Oceans unit study from Gather Round Homeschool's website. And now I always purchase the digital bundle because I print out the unit studies and bind them myself at home. As we live in Australia, I don't even think Gather Round actually ship to Australia. I think they just do their shipping within Canada and the United States at the moment. So here in Australia, it's best to purchase the digital bundle. And because I have multiple children doing this unit study, I purchase the family bundle, because in that family bundle it gives me the teacher's guide and then gives me every single age notebook to go along with that, and then I choose the notebooks that I want for my children and I print those out. So I have my teacher's guide and I've printed out the early reader, the early elementary and the middle school bundle. So if you are teaching more than one child this unit study, I do recommend getting the family bundle, because also these unit studies are designed for you to do them multiple times. So for this Oceans unit study, I'll do it this year, say in 2022, and then say in another 3 to 4 years, I can do it again, and my children would have moved up levels in their notebooking, and so I get to print out the next notebook for them. So that's the benefit of getting the family digital bundle. So I just print my unit study at home. I've got a great printer that I have refillable ink that I can fill up, and so I print it out in full color. And this year I did purchase a binding machine off of Amazon, and so I have been able to bind all of my notebooks, which is great. Last year I was just popping them in a 2-ring binder. That works well as well, but I'm super keen to use the binder this year and have them bound. So let me give you a look inside the teacher's guide. Now with this curriculum, with the teacher's guide, you read aloud from the teacher's guide and then the students work in their own individual notebooks. So you can print your teacher's guide out, or you can just read it off of any device that you have downloaded it onto. So if it's on your laptop, what I usually do is actually read it from my laptop and cast it to my TV, because there's lots of beautiful pictures and illustrations in the teacher's guide. So if I send it from my laptop through to my TV, the children then all can see those beautiful pictures. So that's just another great idea. Okay, let's have a look inside the teacher's guide. All right, at the beginning here, we have these sections here, and these are all recommendations of books, all broken down into the different age groups. So there's a list of books here for pre-reader. We have early reader, early elementary, upper elementary, middle and high school. And then we've got extra reading and movies and TV shows that are also recommended. Now with these books, these are just recommendations of books that you can add into the curriculum. You don't need these books to complete the unit study. These are just, they've just listed out some books that might be great to go along with the unit study. So what I usually do is pick one book for each of my children, and they read that along with doing the unit study. So let's just have a look here. For example, in middle school, they recommend these books are great to read. So Moby Dick, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, Island of the Blue Dolphins, Treasure Island, The Swiss Family Robinson, Stranded, and there's some more there. So I really like that they do that. Again, you don't have to purchase those books, but if you would like to your child to read a novel as they're doing their unit study, there's some great choices there. And this is always helpful as well. We always watch videos to go along with our unit studies, and they've made a list here of movies and TV shows that are ocean themed that you might like to watch while you're doing this unit study. Then we move into some planning pages, which is really great. So this is a supply list, and what they've done is they've listed out all the lessons and any supplies you might need to complete that lesson. So this is really great. At a glance, look at what you might need to collect. So you might, at the beginning of your unit study, look for all the resources and go and gather them if you already have them in your home, or purchase them and pop them in a box and put them to the side so that you are prepared for your lessons. So for example, let's have a look at lesson 1. They have listed here that you're going to need a Bible, you're going to need some kind of juice bottle, ruler or tape measure, permanent markers, nails, duct or masking tape, and art supplies. And so that is really, really helpful. Then they've included some lesson planner pages for yourself. So if you read over the lessons and make some notes, say you want to go on an excursion or watch a video that day, they've given you those planning pages as well. And some more planning pages, shopping list, adventures you want to go on. I'm actually not a big planner, so I don't actually use these pages, but they are super cute, and it's great that they've included them for those of you who like planning. All right, here is our table of contents. You can pause out and read that for yourself if you want, but it's broken down into 20 lessons, and these are all the kind of things you're going to be looking at. So just a few, looking at creatures of the deep, the giant squid, sharks, crustaceans, seals, sea lions, walruses, sea turtles, and so on. And then it pops straight into the lessons. So let me just give you a look at a breakdown of one lesson. So what they do is they have, this is read aloud sections for you. So this is lesson 1, and it's about creatures of the deep. And so this is all the read aloud. Here, 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 and that's it. So that's quite a lot for lesson 1, a few pages. But can you see that they have all of these beautiful images, okay? And especially here when you're talking about different animals. So that's why I cast my teacher's guide to the TV, so that my 4 kiddos can sit on the couch all comfy while I'm reading, and they can see the pictures on the TV blown up nice and big. As well, a couple of my kids have vision impairments and they have glasses, so it's great that it's on the TV nice and big for them to see. And that's just really, really helpful. So this is all the read aloud sections and the images to go along with it. Sometimes they do include a little kind of activity while you're reading aloud. So this one here says your turn, and it says look up a picture of this unique fish. See if you can find one on the surface and one in the depths of the ocean. So you can stop reading and then take a little break to go and do those little activities that are dotted throughout the lessons. Then at the end here, they've given you a brief overview of what each notebook is going to cover for that lesson, okay? So, here for science, in early reader and the early elementary book, they're going to look at habitat, diet, and interesting facts. In upper elementary, they're going to look at appearance, diet, habitat, interesting facts, and so on. They've got the middle school, what they're going to do in high school. So that's what they're doing for science, more science here. This is what they're going to do for language, arts, and Bible. This is what they're doing for social studies, and this is what they're doing for art. So you as, the parent can have a quick glance at briefly what they're going to do in their notebooks. So that's it for lesson 1, and then it moves into lesson 2. So again, organized the same way. You have all of your read aloud portions. It has great images that go along with the information that you're reading, and then into an overview of what they're going to be doing in their notebooks. Now, as you can see for lesson 2, this is looking at the giant squid, there's a lot less to be read. That first introduction lesson, there was a lot to read, but lesson 2 is not as much information. So it varies from lesson to lesson. And they have included an activity break in this lesson. So again, they're saying, go away and look up some pictures or videos of the giant squid. Spend some time investigating the giant squid because it's likely an animal you will never see in the wild. And so I love that they include those activity breaks as well. And so that is lesson 2, and then it jumps into lesson 3. So let me just give you a quick flip through of some of the lessons so that you can have a look. The thing I love about this curriculum is it is so easy to use. This teacher's guide is really easy to just open. It is open and go. You just open up to the lesson that you're at, read the information, show them the pictures, and then move on to their notebooking pages. And I love the images that they have included. The illustrations are beautiful, and the pictures are really great that go along with the animals that they're reading about. So we really love it. This oceans unit looks beautiful, and I can't wait to start it. Okay, now that I've shown you the teacher's guide, I'm going to show you the 3 notebooks that I have printed off. Again, when you buy the family digital bundle, you get all of the notebooks, but I've just got 3 children working on this unit study, so I've only printed out 3. So I'll just show you the ones that we are using. So I am using the early reader for my second youngest son. So let's have a look. At the beginning of the readers, they include a scope and sequence for the unit study. So this is a really great thing that I include in my kids' portfolios to show my moderator when she comes. So this is the scope and sequence here. They've basically listed out all of the subject areas and the things that they will be learning in this unit study in that subject area. So for example, this is all language arts here, and they've kind of broken it down. This is all language arts here. They've broken it down to writing, grammar, and spelling. So for writing, they're going to looking at brainstorming, writing paragraphs, revising sentences, writing a good draft, and publishing writing. And then they've just listed everything else. So I really like that they've included that overall scope and sequence. Then we have a reading log. We always use these. I love these. Every time my child reads a book on their own, or if they're not at reading age and I'm reading to them, we fill out this reading log. It's just a great way to keep track of the books that they're reading. So I love that they have these reading log pages. And so my kids will fill these out, and then I actually take these out and pop them in my kids' portfolios to show their moderator. Then we jump straight in. This is the table of contents with all of the lessons, and then straight into the activities. So there's a couple of pages for each lesson. And so this is all for lesson 1, the creatures of the deep. They have a nice colouring page here at the beginning, and then into the lessons. So this is for lesson 1, they'll be completing this page, this page, this page, this page, and this page, and then it is into lesson 2. So I will give you a breakdown of just the lessons for lesson 1. I won't do all of them just because it make the video too long, but let's have a look at lesson 1, what they're going to be doing. This is a science page looking at creatures of the deep. They're going to choose a creature that we have read about from the teacher's guide and use that information to fill out this book. So you could go on the internet and do some more research, or have a book that they could look through, but the teacher's guide provides all the information that they'll need at this age to fill this out. So they're going to write or draw about the creature's habitat, their diet, and list some interesting facts here. Then this is another science page. We have the instructions for the activity. It's a science experiment that you're going to be completing, and then they're going to write out or draw their hypothesis, their guess about what is going to happen. And then they're going to complete the activity. They've included an extension activity here as well if you wanted to extend it further. Then this is the language, arts and Bible activity. We have a Bible verse here and they are going to trace over the words here. And then we have a spelling activity down here. Then this page we have social studies, so if they can read that, or you can read that aloud to them. And then they have the activity here and the space for them to do it. Again, they've listed an extent if you wanted to extend it. So you will read this to them or they will read that. We're looking at ocean pollution. Then the activity says, sit down with your family and come up with some ideas on what you can do to help decrease pollution. Be creative and have fun with this. If you want, write or draw your ideas in the box below. And the extension activity is research the Great Pacific Garbage Patch and see the cleanup efforts that began in October 2019. So then you can go away and do that. Now this activity here, as it says sit down with your family. In the other notebooks, they'll have the same activity, so we can do this together, which I love, love, love that. Then this one here is an art activity. Again, they've given you the instructions of what sea creature you need to design or draw, and then they've given you space to draw it here. If you wanted to take that further, you could get them to paint it on a piece of art paper, but this they can do it just there. And then we are into lesson 2. And again, for lesson 2, there is this page, this page, this page, this page, and this one. And then it goes into lesson 3. So let me give you a quick flip through of some of the lessons. Each of the notebooks come with their own appendix at the end, and in that section they will have any pictures, any cutouts that they need, or extra things that need to go with their lessons will be included in the appendix. So for example here, this is cutouts for page 32, so I can just tear this out and he can use that when he gets to page 32. And I think that's all the cutouts they have for this one, and I think then they've just included some fun colouring in pages at the end. The next notebook that I have here is for the early elementary, and it is set out just like the one that I showed you before. We come straight in and we have our scope and sequence at the beginning with all of the things that will be covered in this unit study. They've included a reading log there, and then straight into the table of contents and into the lessons. So here is lesson 1, which I showed you in the other notebook that I showed you. And again, it's the same kind of activities. Usually what happens as the notebooks get older, the activity just gets a little bit more difficult. So this is lesson 1 here, 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 and here. And then it goes into lesson 2. So I already can see that it's the same. Again, this science experiment was in the other one. When it comes, this is the same activity, but the lower notebook, they were tracing over the words. Here they have the Bible verse and they're just writing it. We've got spelling, and then this is that same activity as well. From the other notebook and this one too, but they've added extra here. The other one was just creating the sea creature and drawing it, and here it's the same. They've got a space for them to draw, but they've extended the activity further, and they get them to write about it as well. So it's really great that the activities are similar because we are working on this as a family, and so especially if there's experiments and we're all doing them together, and then they come away and have their own individual page that's designed at their learning level to fill out. So I really, really like that about this curriculum, because I have a year 8 through to a pre-primary kiddo, so we still like to work together even though they're such different ages. So it's great that we can still do the same unit study, and then when it comes to their notebooking pages, we are doing the same activities, but it's just targeted at their level. So let me just give you a flip through of some of the activities that are included in this notebook. The last notebook I have to show you is the middle school notebook. Now my son is in grade 8 here in Australia, and so he falls into the middle school category, and so this is his. Again, it's got the scope and sequence right at the beginning, having a look at all of the things that will be covered in this unit study. Then he has a reading log. Now, his reading log just looks a little bit different to the younger notebooks as he's getting older, but they still have a reading log, and he still fills that out for any book that he reads on his own, and then we add that into his portfolio to show his moderator. We have our table of contents and then straight into our lessons. So we've looked at lesson 1 and all of the other notebooks, so he's doing the same kind of thing, but his page is just a little bit more detailed for his age. So this is looking at a creature of the deep, writing about their appearance or drawing it, their diet, the scientific name, type of creature, their habitat, interesting facts, and then here they always list sources. They are doing research, so they're looking up information online or in books that you might have, and so they have this section down here which is sources, where they need to learn to cite the sources that they have used to find their information. So there is a lot more research for the older children, which is great. I like that about this curriculum. It's helping them to be independent learners. So again, they have the same science activity. They do have a dig deeper section here for them, so that looks different to the other notebooks. Here again, it says the other notebooks had the Bible verse written on the page, but here they've just got the reference, and so he'll need to get out his Bible, look up the reference, and then write it down here. So and then he has different spelling activity, so it's targeted to his age. Same activity here again in lesson 1 about looking at ocean pollution. Same here again about sea creature. Obviously the page just looks a bit different and a bit more writing section where they're actually going to write about the features of the sea creature. And then it goes into lesson 2. So as you can see, it's the same kind of activities. Some of them are the same and similar, but then just targeted to an older age group. So let me just give you a flip through of some of the activities. And he has an appendix section at the end of this notebook as well. They've included a timeline here, obviously, that they're working on the notebook, and then just some guides about formatting sources. As I showed you that they do have a section where they need to list sources that they use when they're finding their information. And here is just some guides about how to write out that information. And they also include the mindfulness colouring in pages as well. Thank you so much for watching my video today. I hope that you found that helpful. If you have any questions at all, make sure you leave a comment in the comments box down below and I will get back to you. And don't forget to check out that description box for more videos from my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.